Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fantastic episode of Was That in Good Taste presents The Tasting Table. I'm going to be one of your tasters today, and my name is Chandler Phillips. And with me, as always, is another one of your tasters. His name is going to be...
They call me James.
And the reason this episode is so special is because we have something that has been discontinued, no longer findable, no longer traceable. It essentially is a ghost of a spirit, of a ghoul, of an apparition that we have on our hands.
It's a poltergeist.
It's a poultrygeist, because it kind of tastes like chicken.
I hope not. So today we are featuring here this amazing
AMASS dry gin infused with mushrooms, cacao, bergamot, and other natural botanicals. It's called the AMASS Mushroom Reserve 030. This is the 750 milliliter bottle, clocking in at about 45% ABV. And the reason you can't find it anymore is because I'm looking all over their website and it's nothing. It's practically untraceable. Okay, low-key, this website, it's kind of like a health and wellness website. And so I don't know if they just, like, as a company decided to pivot away from spirits. Because, like, I'm looking at Shop All, and it's got social rituals.
Did you go to, like, maybe, internetarchive.org, perhaps, and look at the old version of the website to see if it changed?
Internet Archive.
.org.
I'm not trying to dig up old shit.
He's like effort.
I refuse.
So, well, that means that finding out about this was really hard. Did you go to their social media at amass.botanics?
I'm on their website right now, and it says that
No. But did you go to their social media website? It doesn't say what.
Social media. I'm not.
It
trying
just
to
says at
dig up old
amass.botanics and nothing else. It was found on the shelf sitting in our local liquor store. We'd been looking at it for weeks now.
Months.
It's been sitting. It's actually moved around a little bit, and I don't know if it was selling because it is a mushroom. It's a gin.
It is a dry gin. It's a dry gin. It's an aged gin.
It's an aged dry gin infused with mushrooms,
Aged
cacao.
90 days in American white oak barrels. Could not find if it was previous bourbon barrels or if it was fresh.
I'm sure it
or
was.
charred
There's no way.
or whatever.
There's no way it was new barrels.
That would be wild. Or if they got new barrels that weren't charred.
Yeah, that makes no sense. No, they definitely.
And you wouldn't get that kind of color with just 90 days.
Yeah. So this is definitely from a pre-used charred white bourbon barrel, as it is normally. It is infused with mushrooms, cacao, citrus, and other natural botanicals. So this is a dry gin. That means the botanicals are going to be juniper, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Citrus.
I think a little cardamom.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get some cardamom.
Well, so I'm pulling up something right now because you were like, did you check the socials? And I'm like, well, I better check the socials right now. And they got a cocktail up here that is an Aperol Campari and AMASS Mushroom Reserve 030 that is kind of along the lines of like a slightly fruitier Negroni.
Oh.
Yeah, you could check this out on. It's
interesting. Well, I mean, we haven't had it yet, so it still has the plastic on. So we don't have any idea. That's what the tasting table is, where we crack the bottle.
You know, I'm seeing a lot of recommendations of how to use it, but never like an introduction of...
Oh, there it is.
There it is, as I say.
As he says it.
Okay, and it says literally what it says on the back of the bottle. It gives us absolutely no new information, but not no information.
Oh. Okay, it's hard. Plastic still.
Does it have a glass on glass?
Whoa.
Can I see that?
They're glass on glass?
Wow.
I didn't expect that. Whoa.
That's what is the seal? Is it another?
It's like a little rubber ring.
What's the seal? It's more glass.
No, no way.
No, it is.
It's a rubber ring, right?
It's a rubber O-ring.
Yeah, it's like a little rubber ring.
That's kind of neat. A little like, why not? A little extra. Oh, that has a nice ring to it.
Okay.
So this actually does
Whoa.
kind of bring more stuff to light. So like you said, we got barrel-aged gin infused with mushrooms, cacao, and citrus, bergamot, etc. The limited edition release from AMASS. Is it AMASS? Is it
Moss, right? It's a moss.
AMASS?
It's a moss.
It's AMASS? Are we supporters of AMASS?
Oh my god.
It's their mushroom reserve.
Free Palestine.
And it's as they say, an exploration of classic spirits, building upon the reishi and lion's mane mushrooms found in the traditional dry gin that they had put out, plus an additional infusion of shiitake, cacao, and bergamot. These complex flavors come together during the 90 days of mingling in the charred, new American oak barrels, with a deeply rich earthy flavor balanced by light floral citrus notes. It's perfect for sipping neat or enjoying in elevated cocktails. We didn't make much of this one, so tap the link in our bio to get your hands on a bottle while you still can.
This smells like Earl Grey tea.
Whoa!
It smells so heavily of bergamot.
Yeah, that is all. It almost kind of smells like you know those lavender pillows that you get, and then you put them in the.
My homie, you need to try this. Whoa! Hold on, I'm gonna give you my experience here.
All right. Another thing that they have on here is one with a bottle of aquavit and Campari in by means of another kind of variation on a Negroni. You know, I've been thirsting for an aquavit. All right.
I'm gobsmacked.
Thoughts?
I'm floored. This is actually beyond what I expected. I think this is great. It smells good. It smells of Earl Grey. The bergamot is nice and forward, but not overwhelming. There's notes of vanilla. The citrus is nice and clear. It tastes almost as if perhaps they use some sort of orange skin and it's mashed in this whatever the hell they used in the maceration that they soaked it in. This is flavorful. It reminds me of an old fashioned in a bottle. If it was sweeter, it could be a rock and rye.
I was just thinking it does kind of reminisce of like an herbaceous rock and rye. Like it's if you took a rock and rye, which we've talked about on this pod before, which is a more traditional interpretation, variation of an old fashioned that would use rock candy and orange bitters and rye whiskey to make essentially an old fashioned that you diffuse the sugar into rather than having a simple syrup. This just needs a little sweetener, to be honest. I think you are absolutely correct. There's a richness, there's a depth that I thought 90 days is not much to an aging, let alone to have a fiance. It just doesn't lend itself to the amount of maturation that you would allow
Absolutely.
a spirit or a relationship to have in the amount of time that you'd expect. But I think the mushroom is actually kind of acting to bolster it with I don't know if like the mushroom is doing it just it doesn't have the sharpness that a younger gin would have.
Think MSG. It's creating an umami. What do you think about it?
I think, given what I was expecting, it is highly palatable. I think there are subtle notes of the chocolate, but it comes more through in like a vague nuttiness that almost kind of comes off as like a hazelnut or a vanilla, but there's something floral about it that would also kind of lend me to like a vanilla flower, like it's not like a vanilla extract. It's like if you were having some perfume from the vanilla flower while also kind of imparting a aroma, like if you kind of squeezed
Because it's subtle.
an
It's
orange
like
rind.
I'm not gonna say it's like LaCroix. It's not really
No.
the wisp of, but it's like instead of macerating the vanilla, if you threw it in there for a little bit, just for a little.
Hmm. I don't even think there's vanilla in here as a botanical.
No. But
Like,
it's part of the tasting notes,
yeah.
and I'm getting it, which is the thing I'm finding surprising. Because I said to you, if I taste the vanilla, I'd eat my hat or whatever.
So
I didn't think that was gonna be a thing. Well, but what botanicals are in it?
I'm looking that up now, and according to their botanicals, oh my god, they said they had over 30 botanicals in this, and boy, are they not lying. Should we go alphabetical?
Uh, do it. Hit it with the hits.
We got coming in first, allspice.
You know what? Allspice, great spice, but it is allspice.
It's
They
kind
say
of
allspice lives matter. That's the guy. That's the guy that says that.
that's the that's allspice is the. It's not the one breathing life into the
Well,
Decepticons.
you know what allspice is.
What's allspice?
Well, allspice is sporty. It's baby. It's Mel B. I can't remember the names.
Scary.
It's scary. It's ginger. Oh, flavored.
Posh.
And it's posh.
There's also angelica root in here, as well as ashwagandha.
Oh boy, I guess I'm gonna have an exciting night. They put Okay,
They put
here's a question.
well, so like it's AMASS is a health and wellness, but
That
like they
makes
have like
sense.
soaps and they have like herbal,
Oh
like
my God,
like
so the
essential
botanicals-
oils and
the
stuff.
botanicals in it are health. It's
Yeah.
about amassing health. It's about
A house amassing health and wellness.
That's so interesting. That makes a lot of sense, especially because mushroom in food, in coffee as a supplement is a big thing. You mentioned before that I believe lion's mane should be in this as well. And if the lion's mane was in their other products, because lion's mane is known and it's one of the few mushrooms that's actually like scientifically proven to have these significant health benefits.
Hericum, Hericium, and Ericanus.
What'd you call me?
I said
I'm also getting the cocoa.
Hericium, Ericanus.
It's how to see him. Swish and flick.
Really? I was just been kind of doing the alphabet while I was. There's also
I'm waiting for the hits.
basil, which I feel like that dances.
The basil is a little bit of the sweetness. It's contributing to the herbaceousness.
You know what? Okay, this is my interpretation of this gin. This gin is like if you're watching a video of Soul Train, the show, like kind of sped up,
Soul Train.
and everyone's just kind of dancing down the aisle, but it's like a real sped up version of it. And so
Oh, that makes sense. So it's like you're tasting everything real quick. It's clove, it's cumin. The lion's mane is just like it's like running next to you because it's trying to help out.
but it's like doing something like it's hitting a move.
No ad libs.
Mm-hmm.
It's hitting
just
the ad lib.
So we got basil. Basil's taking a little time getting funky with it. Black spruce is in there. Cacao is in there, as we already said.
I think that's pretty obvious actually. I think that's contributing to the mouthfeel as well.
California bay leaf, which this is actually relates to the distiller's like bio story where she's from Vancouver. Her name is Morgan
McClain? McCallum? I think it's
McClellan.
McClellan.
And she's from Vancouver, but then is raised, or the distilling is based in Echo Park, Los Angeles. However, the it says in here the most striking of the plants grown in her yard, the California bay leaf, a plant more commonly found in
Mm.
Northern California that somehow made its way down the coast into Morgan's backyard and eventually into a bottle of AMASS dry gin.
Oh.
So, California bay leaf, that one's just one that hits a little close to home for me. As you said before, there is cardamom in here, as well as cedar leaf, cedar wood, chamomile, cinnamon, clove, coriander.
Okay, it sounds like there's a lot. Can I say? I think if the contest is for most botanicals in a gin,
You think they well, so okay, here's the thing. They took their dry gin and then they doubled up on it. So like they added more shit to it. And then they just did so they were already starting with a base of a lot of botanicals. So like more power to them. And then they aged it with I'll just go on record as saying every aged gin or every barrel aged gin that I've tried up until now has been significantly worse than the clear unaged version of that gin. I feel like I tried St. George has a dry rye gin or dry
but
rye.
aren't they? Usually, it's because they're just sticking the staves inside, right? Isn't that usually?
Sometimes they barrel age it and what was the other one? Oh, it might have been Blue Coat that had a barrel
Oh
age.
yeah, they have the one that's the brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the barrel aged one
And I don't hate it.
because they have the limoncello, they have
Elderflower.
elderflower,
And then they have a barrel aged.
they have a barrel aged one, and then they have the regular one. Yeah.
And I'm not the biggest fan of barrel aged gins. I feel like they kind of give them this rough and tumble
The
robustness.
same thing with
that
the
just
absolute, like like
Yeah. the absolute vodka oak.
yeah. The minute that you start taking these clear liquors and instead of like aging them for like a significant period of time, you're aging them for a few weeks, not even a whole month or barely over a month. I think that what you're getting is a little bit. You're getting the color,
Mm-hmm.
and there are definitely like you're getting the color characteristics. So, for example, if they're using New American Charred White Oak, which means they weren't used to age whiskey, which means that they'd have a lot of char on them, which means they probably have a lot more of the color
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, which means you have to age it less. And if you're really just getting if you're literally just getting the color from the barrel and it's not sitting in the barrel, there's none of that exchange happening, none of that moisture loss, then what are you really getting? Like, I'm not trying to be facetious.
You're getting the color and you're getting a tad bit of smokiness.
Yeah,
Which I think is actually good in this case. I think in other cases they kind of tend to overdo.
the cocoa
it.
helps
The cocoa definitely
because the
helps.
cocoa gives it a little bit of texture actually, right?
Yeah.
And so I think what it does is it works with the oak and it kind of like rounds it out. I'm curious. You said there were a few cocktails. What was that? That was Aperol or Campari.
One of them said both. One of them said do both Aperol and Campari. Another one said
Wow.
do Campari and Aquavit.
Well, guess what I have here?
You got Aperol and Campari
Brand new bottle.
together in the
Hold
same
on.
room?
We're gonna get second crack.
Wait, they're not the same guy?
They're not the same guy. Second crack. You ready? Ooh.
I think
Ooh, man.
but with some gins or I think with spirits in general, sometimes you kind of forget what the point of barreling is and you just think like, "Oh, if I put this in a barrel, it'll kind of help mellow out some of the flavors." But the barrel is for your problem kids.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
the barrel is for spirits that can't necessarily stand on their own and so they need that that isolation time to kind of develop and entertain themselves and let that volatility just kind of work itself out. I think a lot of the times with gins what people kind of feel is volatility is just an intense aromatics.
Because gin, what gin is clear liquor infused with stuff, which is what whiskey is. It's just infused with wood particles, and allowed to age.
I wish I was.
I know, right? There's different times. There's different. If everything was the same, everything would be whiskey. Everything would be vodka. Everything would be the same if it was meant to be the same.
Technically, everything is except tequila, and rum, and grappa, and brandy, and cognac.
This right here.
Well,
we've had it straight.
Wow.
On ice, and now with literally equal parts of Campari and Aperol. And I don't know about you. A+.
You know how much I disdain a Negroni.
This tastes like a Negroni, but better.
This is so much better. Wow. Big wows. So I'm gonna keep listing off stuff. We're not even like 10 things into it.
I'm gonna let you go for like 5.
So I'm gonna go for a bit more. We got clove, coriander, cubeb, which just kind of looks like peppercorns. Eucalyptus, which you're not supposed to ingest eucalyptus. I thought. Okay, I heard a story.
Health product. And it's distilled.
That's
so.
fair.
Are you really? Oh wait. Whoa.
Eucalyptus is like low key kind of poisonous, isn't it?
Health. It's health. It's health.
It's health.
Oh my god.
It's a diuretic.
Is this healthy gin?
It's a diuretic.
Wait a minute. Did we purchase by accident?
Health
Because
gin?
we looked it up. They have like social media.
Mhm.
But how many followers did they have? A few 100,000?
I can tell you.
Right? Like probably not more than a few 100,000.
They got 35,500.
They have 35,000?
They got
Oh my
35K.
god, did I just buy poison? I guess it
They're
was
an award-winning botanical gin, spirits, and apothecary, crafted with love by the Gin Witch, which I'm guessing that's our girl.
I'm
Morgan.
just saying, they're putting all kinds of stuff in there. I love this. With respect to the Gin Witch, actually, this is amazing because it feels like
Gin Witch sounds like an alcoholic.
That's
sandwich.
amazing. I think that this whole thing is for her to do her thing.
They have a what's it called on Instagram?
Like
where
an
it's
Instagram store?
The archive story.
Yeah.
They have archive stories for each of the botanicals. So long pepper, education, what it is, why it's named, cardamom.
Because this is a health brand.
It's
so
today,
now here's the question.
Guatemala is the largest producer of cardamom in some regions of
Chandler,
the country.
Here's the question:
What is orris?
Is this a gin brand, or is this a health brand?
This is a health brand. Orris, Rhizoma auratus, commonly called Queen Elizabeth root, is the root of the flower iris, and grows primarily in the rocky regions of the Mediterranean and regions to the
liquor is poison. Everybody should understand that liquor is bad for you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to attack you. We're ingesting poison. It's good tasting poison, which means inherently, like you can't put Gatorade powder in it. It's like unhealthy. So it cannot. So it's so funny because this is obviously a health product, but also put aside the fact that it's inherently poison. In the process of making gin, how many particulates of these botanicals would be in this in an efficient level? In order to get your supplementation of your herbaceousness here, you would need to consume
the bottle. You get wasted.
But you know what? I'm not mad at it. I think it's good gin.
It's not about how much you need to consume. It's about the cost benefit analysis. And if you get some benefit back, that's beyond
$55 plus tax. I don't got no job. I don't know if somebody said to me, "Hey, get some nutrition." I'm gonna spend $55.
You're about to have the cleanest bowels you have ever had.
But you know what?
Your gut health, bro. Though
you know what though, I'm gonna be honest. this is not even a disparaging thing against the brand, because I think that when you are putting your brand forward, and this is award winning, it tastes delicious. I understand why it's award winning.
What
I
award do you
like it
think they
so
won?
much. Probably best
JD
gin.
Power and Associates.
Probably that. I think I like this a lot. I think it tastes so good that I'm like, oh, if it's not around and it's over there, and this is, I looked it up. This is what the price is. Should I get one and put it away because I think it's really good? Is this worth grabbing?
I think this might be one that we got to sit on for a little
Because
bit.
this is the tasting table, right? It was like, it's not just about us tasting it. It's about us tasting it, so people out there will go, if I see this, will I buy it? And this is a product that I think is a little difficult, because this is a product that may not actually be on shelves right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if it's not on shelves right now,
We only saw it on one shelf.
we saw it on one shelf, but that doesn't mean that it might not return. And if you see it, I think at the $55 to, I know it's gin. I will say $59.99. I think you should grab it, because I think this is
It's a craft gin.
definitely, we're gin boys. If you were to say
I'm a
what
gin
is
boy.
what are some liquors that are indicative of what we like here? We
Gin.
we like a lot of things. So we like not vodka. We've said that a million times, even though
It's
we've
not
come
even that
around
we
it.
don't like vodka.
It's just boring.
It's just boring.
Gin, whiskey in the form of bourbon, scotch, and rye specifically. There's other ways. We also really do like Irish whiskey, but we have enjoyed it less.
Flavored whiskeys, you'll get your turn.
Gin is something that we've come back to time and time again. If you want to think about the item that is the most bought, that we've bought the most of, it's probably Blue Coat.
Oh yeah.
It's like either
Or
Blue Coat or Seagram's.
Volume, definitely Seagram's.
Yeah, it's Seagram's in volume and Blue Coat, because gin is so flexible.
Oh my god, if Blue Coat made a Magnum size, I would have a problem.
Me in Philadelphia, in like a liquor store that sells only things in Philly, like, oh, I'm here and they have a Blue Coat I haven't seen before. You know what I mean? Like, I think that gin is the perfect clear liquor.
Yeah.
And so now here's the question.
Oh wait, more than tequila?
Well, here's
Oh,
I will say yes, but there's a reason.
oh.
I think that tequila is a little less varied. When it comes to tequila, it's about quality. It's like a scale.
There is.
So if you're drinking it, there are some characteristics that can come from the how more traditional a place is than the other, you know, or perhaps, but it's all quality. It's like how good is it? Whereas gin, it's a combination of quality, but it's also a combination of craftsmanship, or craftwomanship, or craft dameship. You know, it's about what you're putting in it, how you're putting in it, and why. And that's the thing, which is this is award winning in my opinion. I can see it. It's flavorful. All the tasting notes in the bottle are nice, and when I say clear and effective, I mean when I taste this, I think this is the kind of thing that I think a person who doesn't have a strong palate, who doesn't drink a lot of liquor looking for taste, is going to be able to taste this. Even taking it, throwing it haphazardly with Aperol and Campari have created something that I think is actually kind of a special cocktail. And
it's unique. It's definitely something I haven't tried before.
Gin can do that.
Well, and the special thing about gin too is I feel like there's not a huge discrepancy, or like not variation, but there's not like this huge kind of buy-in to get good gin. Like, if you want like industry standard,
we're talking about Blue Coat, $35.99 at
that.
most.
Yeah,
$29.99, but it has to be 25. But because of inflation, if you find it for 29, definitely buy it. At 34, I'll still say buy, but at 34, then you start getting into the range where
there's like other stuff that's available.
I saw few was more. It used to be 65, 68, but now I think they lowered the price because that was when they first started. I saw that at 60.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. Like a premium, reputable gin would be like Monkey.
That's the most expensive,
and that's at
74. Monkey 47
at
$74, and that's the most expensive gin.
Whereas, like, you look at whiskeys or bourbons or something, and it'll be like, okay, anything that's like up to $25 is like drinkable, and then past $25 to like $60, you're like, okay, this is decent. Like, this is good whiskey. And then past that, you're like, okay, now we're getting into just like collectors jerking themselves off.
We had this conversation before where it's like gin is simple enough and has so much variety that a person who isn't like, the reality is like two ways.
It's the liquor that gatekeeps itself.
It really does though.
Because people are like, ooh,
People are
I
like, I
don't
don't like
gin.
it. And I'm like,
You're
actually,
like, well,
because the minute that you start
sucks
naming
for-
stuff, they're like, oh, I didn't know gin was so varied. Because if you go to a bar and order gin and tonic, it's probably flat tonic immediately. And then you're not going to go home, spend $3 on a bottle of tonic, and then $30 on a bottle of gin. But if you do, you're going to discover when you can't. At first, it's going to be like, I don't like tonic. That's fine. Then you're going to go, okay, I still have this bottle I bought. I have some juice.
Can I put them on game real quick? Can I just
Put them on. You know what?
Here's
boy?
what you do. Next time you think like, oh, I don't know if I really want a gin and tonic, or I don't know if I like a gin and tonic. You're going to go to the store. You're going to try to find, what is it? New York Distilling Company. What is it? Navy strength.
This guy's in New York. He forgets.
Not everyone's got.
Not everybody has that.
Aren't all of our listeners New York based? Are they not all just
Actually,
in the
no.
building next door?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Dorothy Parker.
One
gets
third of you are from the South.
All right. Find Blue Coat, find Dorothy Parker, or find
Dorothy Parker.
what's the it's just Navy strength, right? Or
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it
yeah.
Tom?
Oh,
something?
yeah. Fuck.
It's in the same bottle as Dorothy Parker, but it's a navy blue thing, and I find it $23. Okay, you get that. You get a bottle of Fever Tree tonic, and you have premium gin and tonic, and then you get yourself just a nice fresh lime, thin skin, not too thick of a skin.
He's so different than me because I'm thinking he's like actually sending you to reputable, really good like gins, and I'm thinking Seagram's, which is also reputable because it's like a forefather or foremother. It's literally it's sweet, it's delicate, it's not too complicated, but it's obviously clearly gin. And I think that at $20 to $24 for a Magnum for 1.5 liters.
No, Seagram's is great too. I'm not gonna talk shit on Seagram's, but I'm saying
Access.
if you're trying,
I'm here for access.
if you're trying to, that's standard. I'm saying if you want to premiumize, you get a premium tonic,
of course,
and you get a Navy strength gin.
Okay, so probably the most premium gin that you're gonna find everywhere.
It's called Perry's Tot.
I was gonna say Perry's Tot. God, I was like, I couldn't remember the Navy strength.
Yep. They
That's
got
if you like a little bit boozier.
Yo, they got a third one now. It's called
God.
Chief Gowanus.
You gotta find that.
Okay.
I would say to avoid
We're gonna put a pin in that.
gin that's like orange or lemon or flavored like that, because gin is flavored by the botanicals
Unless
that make
it's
it gin.
specifically Malfi. The
Oh.
Italian gins that do either a grapefruit or lemon.
Yeah, but
'Cause
they
do
do a
it-
main botanical as
they
that.
do it infusion style.
Yeah, they're
they
not
don't do it
doing-
like flavored.
Yeah, that's not the same. It's not
If
the
you
same.
don't get Pink Whitney unless
You're wasting money. You're getting less liquor.
yeah.
If you want Pink Whitney, buy a bottle of grenadine for $5 from your supermarket, and that's too expensive. You can get $5 for the big bottle. Then just put that in some gin with some soda or whatever the hell, and then you'll be pleased.
Even rosé gin is just kind of like, all right, it's pretty, it's whatever.
But the here's the thing though, is that like the limoncello blue coat, I have the same feeling, but you like it, and I like it as well. But I think that at the lower ABV,
But I also
and-
really like French 75. And so really all you got to do with a limoncello blue coat is just throw a little Prosecco in it, and then bing, bang, boom, you got
but
yourself
that's because that's what it's for.
That's what it's for.
Oh man, we're rambling. That's it.
We
We're
gotta-
we gotta reel it in. So let's hit some more botanicals. Let's give our final opinions, and let's send the people home happy.
All right, I'm going to just hit these botanicals real quick. Coming up on the list after eucalyptus, we got fennel, then grains of paradise, hibiscus, juniper, licorice, lime leaf, lion's head mushroom, long pepper.
And by the way, can I just say this is where the lion's head mushroom. It's interesting because we saw well, I don't know about you, but I saw there's another brand of premium gin that I couldn't find that was also mushroom flavored, but that was like mushroom.
Oh,
that
was that isolation gin?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's different because if I'm correct, the reason why there's a slight umami here, but it's not.
Is it the shiitake?
I think that this is trying to do the health thing. So it's throwing more spices in.
Yeah.
And so you're not getting the mushroom as much, which is fine because a lot of people don't like mushroom flavor.
It's definitely not mushroom flavored.
But the umami helps.
Then we got marigold, mint, nutmeg, orris, which is from the thing that we had already talked about. Patchouli, reishi mushroom, rosemary, sage, sarsaparilla, Siberian fir needles, sweet almond, and thyme.
Am I wrong? I don't know anything. I'm sorry. Please, master distiller, you're amazing. You tell me, because I don't know about distilling.
It's Morgan.
Feels
Morgan.
like
Morgan.
McCallum. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. With respect,
McClellan.
I don't know about making gin. It just seems like with that many botanicals, it's unlikely that the amount that we're getting in the flavor is the amount that's in the bottle, and that's what we're paying for. So now, let's talk about if we would stock it, if we like it, and stock value. And I mention this because the health aspect that this seems to be saddled by may be harmful when it comes to the cost to your pocket.
Yeah.
Because how much of the lion's mane is not the one you're tasting?
But how much is the lion's mane cost? Oh, what am I doing?
That's the question. How much of the lion's mane is it? I think that
I don't know. Sarsaparilla ain't cheap either.
it's true. It's full of things that aren't cheap.
But it's full
And
of
how
things.
much of it is actually making it into your glass? I don't know this honestly, but guess what? If you do, you can leave a comment below. Tell me. I'm dumb.
Okay,
So-
so if we're going back to the whole, it's the Soul Train. Who were the first people coming down the aisle?
Got you. Oh, I already know. It's gonna be because the way it's not my fault. It's gonna be these are people from actual episodes of Soul Train that I used to watch on Sundays. It's gonna be light-skinned woman with slightly brown blondish hair with extra high-waisted pant and a stubby heel,
Like a kitten
followed
heel?
by a kitten heel, followed by her friend who is very short-haired, about 5'4", kind like a little bit darker than me, black woman, fucking vibing. Never forgot you. I don't know who you are. I saw that when I was a child. Okay, and that just seems right because you were the way you were spinning it and moving it, the amount of effort that was in there. Because the Soul Train line, right? You got your light skin honey coming out first, like doing a little shimmy. It's like, oh, that's the
That's that sage and fennel.
smells good. It's on the nose. You take that sip. It's that complex. It's that I want to talk to her, but actually, I might not be cool enough. When I talk to her, I gotta put on some of my swagger. Cause when I saw her in that line, she was spinning, she was dancing. All eyes were on her. I'm so black. I don't know. I'm thinking about that Spike Lee movie. I was watching Spike Lee movies.
The one Spike Lee.
No, I'm watching a lot of Spike Lee movies, but it's the first one, the one that they made the Netflix series about.
I think I get initially the sage and fennel who come down together. On the nose, It's the beat is orange. The beat is citrus. It's a bum 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 ba da 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 da, and that's the citrusy like.
Oh, you meant the actual botanicals. I was imagining the people.
Oh, I know I know where your head went.
I was imagining the people.
But I figured if I
being-
tried to follow that,
It'd be racist.
It would be racist. And so I'm like, no, I'm gonna just kind of go with what I was thinking initially.
he's like, oh yes, black women are beautiful and amazing. So I think Juniper would dance. I think
Yeah.
Juniper would dance like this. Sarsaparilla would dance like this.
Lion's mane, they would do a little hair toss, you know.
You know, coriander.
Yep, that's pretty spot on. And I think the mint would kind of do like a little like almost looking like a Russian kind of like where they're like sliding out on their knees a
With
little
no
bit.
respect. Everybody say her name. Her name is Juniper. Her name is Juniper. Her name is Juniper. You know her name? Her name is Juniper.
This is a great gin.
This is a great gin. Where would you? Okay, we're stretching.
Yeah, we're going. Okay, this would be the type of thing that I would begrudgingly stock in my bar just so that I could have the label on the shelf for when anytime anyone's like, give me something interesting. And I'll be like, oh,
It's gonna be expensive, though.
Motherfucker.
We've talked about before, how, like the kind of things we would have, and I think that we would. I think especially the way that we've spoken about this before on the pod, we would have very easy access, really good high quality cocktails made of affordable things. But we would also have, I think, a very significantly stocked high quality shelf with things like interesting gins and cordials.
Okay, here's what we
Oh my God.
Oh, okay, what you got? What you
We're the bar where people can come in
and everyone
and
knows
they can be annoying. And we actually have the ingredients.
to make the random. So okay, I was thinking same thing. There's just like we put a corner of the shelf that's just in escalating, like a couple of shelves that go up, and it's just like kind of a pie wedge kind of shelf, and we go, that's the weird kids corner, and it's just whatever kind of weird shit that we're like, this is kind of premium but kind of exceptional.
I have such an idea. I'm going to keep it to myself for after the pod because it's so good.
That would be such a fun like
Y'all would
aspect
steal
to have
this.
a bar where you're like, okay, this is our Chipotle infused
I'm telling you,
tequila.
everything
or
you're
like-
saying, I have gold. That's exactly attached to that.
That's gold, Jerry.
It's gold, Jerry.
All right, should we wrap it up?
Okay, we need to wrap it up. I want to say that if you can find not just this, but if any gin, you hear us talking passionately